Willkommen zum Reinsurance Podcast, live aus Baden-Baden. Wir sind hier für die jährliche Rückversicherungskonferenz, wo sich führende Mitglieder der Branche versammeln, um über die neuesten Trends, Herausforderungen und Innovationen zu sprechen. Bleiben Sie dran für exklusive Einblicke direkt von der Konferenz. David Flandro, welcome. A delight to have you in the Baden-Baden edition of the Reinsurance Podcast. You've been on the show before, but a lot has changed since then. Welcome back.
Yes, it's been a while. Thank you very much. Glad to be back.
And I've seen you and the Howden Re team are here in force again and sharing a message of partnership about these upcoming renewals.
Absolutely, yes. And we're very glad indeed to be here in force. It really is, I think, if you will, our first year at Baden-Baden in force. And if you want to ask, our message is this. We want to work with capital providers, reinsurers, and brokers because we need to put together the structures that will provide the solutions to bring capacity to the market, to get us into the next phase of the market cycle, over the horizon, if you will. That's our theme.
And what's been on the horizon, I guess, immediately behind us and immediately in front of us? It's been an interesting renewal season so far, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to go behind us and in front of us, I mean, that in and of itself is quite a story. You know, I suppose, in the short term, immediately behind us, we had one of the biggest ructions in the reinsurance sector for really quite some time in 2022. And that people think about Hurricane Ian when they think about 2022, but actually what happened was inflation went up quite drastically at the beginning of the year, interest rates went up in response, and if you look at the dedicated capital of the reinsurance sector in 2022, it fell by almost 20%, which is really significant. We haven't had anything like that since the financial crisis. And then during that, we can all remember what happened in that renewal. Rates went way up, capacity was way down, and since then, we've really been living in the wake of that ever since, and we thought that we might get over that hump at 1/1/25, and we may do still, but then Hurricane Milton and Helene introduce a new set of complications into the picture. But we think that in this environment, the time is ripe for reinsurers and carriers to work together, to really be partners, and we want to be a part of that.
Very nice. And any thoughts on what partnership looks like in this modern age? Is it coming here to Baden-Baden for face-to-face meetings? Is it more?
Well, this is a lot of fun, and we're all having a great time here in Baden-Baden, obviously. The thing that partnership means to us, I think, is fivefold, actually. It is strategic advisory. It's investment banking, actually. And, you know, Howden Re is the owner, we think, of the world's largest P&C-focused investment bank.
Nice.
It's traditional treaty broking, it's FAC, and it's MGAs. It really is that plethora of solutions that need to be brought to the client, if you will, almost in equal force to create those solutions. If you're just focused on one or two, I don't think that's sufficient to get you over the horizon.
Yeah, that makes complete sense, and I can see quite a potent package emerging from the Howden group over time.
Thank you.
Yeah. And anything exciting happening on the data and analytics front as well? I know you're always doing interesting work there.
I mean, you've probably heard of Tiger Eye.
Indeed.
And Nova. Nova is our business intelligence tool, and it does buyer behavior, it does claims, it does pricing. I mean, right now we're working on the counterparty section of Nova. We've actually just trialed Cyber Nova. Nice. We've got additional cyber data in there. And then the next thing, we're going to use AI in Nova, so that instead of asking an analyst, tell me, how many companies have a loss ratio or a net gross loss ratio spread below X, you can ask Nova.
Amazing.
And the data will come back to you perfectly consistently and rapidly.
Amazing. And I like how you've built, as probably many people should follow, your AI capabilities on top of really good data, which is what
it's
Nova
essential.
enables.
Yeah. Everybody has AI capabilities. I mean, I have them on my phone, and so do you. You still need to have a comparative advantage, and that comparative advantage begins with data, and we've spent the last 5 years building that out.
Amazing. And just because I know you haven't got long and you're packed with meetings at this conference as always, what else is on your mind as you look forwards now onto the upcoming horizon? We've got 1/1 soon, but beyond that, how's the world looking?
I mean, sorry if this sounds obvious, but our clients are on our minds. They've had a tough year and a tough last year. I'm thinking about U.S. personal lines carriers. I'm thinking about Italian hail. I'm thinking about German flood, political violence, cyber. All of those things have really fallen mostly onto clients' balance sheets, onto cedents' balance sheets. And that's what's on my mind. I want to find the solutions to help our clients get over the horizon.
That's a brilliant message, David, and thank you so much again for finding time to swing by and share your thoughts on the Reinsurance Podcast. A pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, David.